right, boys and girls, it's time to read a book. Come with me. It's time to read a book. Come and see. It's time to read a book. It's time to read a book. It's time to read a book. Come with me. The name of our book is Can Hens Give Milk? And it's written by Joan Betty Stouchner and illustrated by Joe Wiseman. Let's see, who writes the words? The author writes the words. And who draws the pictures? The illustrator draws the pictures. And I open my book like this. Ready?
Can Hens Give Milk? Written by Joan Betty Stouchner and illustrated by Joe Weissman. Narrated by David Skulski. Shlomo and Rivka lived on a tiny farm in the town of Helm. They had 5 children, 12 scrawny hens, 1 rooster, and not much money.
I hope you can hear the
Rivka
words.
said, "We have plenty of eggs from our hens, but if we owned a cow, we would also have milk and cheese." Shlomo thought about what his wife had said. That night, he lay in bed and thought about it until he fell asleep. Shlomo was a dreamer, and sure enough, he had a dream. In his dream, a cow was eating fresh green grass in their small field. Then he noticed Rivka milking the cow. Shlomo woke with a start and shouted, "That's it!" His shouting woke Rivka. It also woke their 6-year-old daughter, Tova. Tova rushed into her parents' room. "What's wrong, Papa?" "Let me ask you a question," said Shlomo. "Why does a cow give milk?" "Everyone knows that, Papa. A cow gives milk because she eats grass."
Oh, did you know that?
Shlomo and Rivka beamed at their youngest daughter. "What a wise child you are," said Shlomo. "So if we feed grass to our hens, they will still lay eggs, but they will also give us milk."
Do you think that the hens can give milk? I don't think so. We'll see.
"Shlomo," said Rivka, "you are a genius." "I am indeed," said Shlomo, and he blushed. Tova yawned and went back to bed. Shlomo and Rivka closed their eyes. They dreamed of fresh milk and cheese. And as they slept, their mouths watered.
They were hungry.
The next morning, Shlomo and Rivka tried to feed grass to their hens, but the hens refused.
Why do you think the hens didn't want to eat the grass?
Shlomo and Rivka were puzzled.
Puzzled? What does that mean? Puzzled.
"A cow finds grass irresistible," said Rivka. "Yet our foolish hens turn up their beaks in disgust."
Were the hens foolish?
Why is that? Their 4 oldest children merely shrugged. But Tova said, "I know how to solve the problem, Papa. Roll the grass into pellets that look like grain. Then the hens will eat them."
That's a good idea.
Rivka clapped her hands. "Who would dare to say our little Tova does not have a wise head on her shoulders? She is a true daughter of Helm." Shlomo and Rivka rolled the grass into pellets. The children scattered the pellets around the yard. Everyone watched and waited. But
See what
still the hens
happens.
only ate the grain.
They only ate the grain.
"Tovela, you are smart," said Shlomo. "It's the hens who are stupid. You must think of something else." And she did. Tova instructed her brothers and sisters to grab the hens. The hens were not overjoyed. But as each hen opened its beak to protest, Tova popped a pellet inside. The hens clucked angrily, and the pellets gave them hiccups.
The hens have hiccups.
They squawked as they ran
no.
back to the hen house. Shlomo was optimistic. In the morning we will surely find our hens have given us both eggs and milk. Tova had one more thing to do before she went to bed. When everything was quiet in the coop, she placed bowls beneath the sleeping hens.
Oh, do you think the milk's going to come out?
All night long, Shlomo and his family dreamed of milk and cheese. The next morning, everyone rushed to the hen house. Shlomo and Tova lifted the hens.
Did they get any milk?
The bowls were empty.
The bowls were empty.
Not only was there no milk, but none of the angry, hiccuping hens had laid a single egg. Shlomo scratched his head. Such stubborn, foolish hens.
Stubborn.
What are we to
stubborn
do?
Mean?
Now we don't even have eggs for breakfast. Papa,
they didn't even have any eggs.
I know someone who can help us. I'll be right back.
I have an idea.
Tova soon returned with the wise rabbi of Helm. Shlomo and Rivka led him to the hen house. The rabbi examined the hens one by one. He opened their beaks and looked down their throats. He lifted them up and examined their feet. He scratched his head. He pulled on his beard. This is a puzzle, he said. I'm not sure I can help you. Tova had been watching the rabbi, and as she watched, she had an idea.
An idea?
Excuse me, Rabbi, said Tova. Did you check underneath the hens? The rabbi looked down at little Tova and frowned. Then he put on his reading spectacles. He picked up a hen, turned it over, and examined it more closely.
Oh.
The rabbi's brows rose in amazement. He turned to Shlomo. Tova is a true daughter of Helm. What do you mean? Said Rivka. The rabbi showed Shlomo the hen's belly. Look. What? Asked Shlomo. There's nothing there.
Exactly,
said the rabbi. He pointed. These hens have no udders. They are just regular hens. They are not milk hens. No. Oh, udders, cried Shlomo. Not milk hens.
Not milk hens.
I knew it was too good to be true, said Rivka.
The rabbi has an idea.
The rabbi saw how disappointed they were. I'll tell you what, he said. I have two goats and one lonely rooster at home, but no hens. I will exchange one of my goats for 6 of your hens. Goats also give good milk.
Goats can give good milk.
And I shall have eggs.
So they went and made a trade, just like in our last one of our stories we read before.
The next day, they exchanged 6 of their hens for one of the rabbi's goats. Now they would have fresh milk and cheese. And the remaining hens, left to eat their grain in peace, began laying eggs again. Early one morning, Shlomo watched the hens peck at the grain that helped them lay such delicious eggs. Then he looked at the goat. I never noticed, he said to himself, but goats are so much bigger than hens.
Uh-oh, what do you think he's up to now?
That night, Shlomo had a dream. He dreamed his goat ate a mountain of grain and laid an enormous egg.
Huh. Is that for real or for fake?
Rivka, he shouted. Children, I have an idea.
Do you think that's a good idea? And let's see, it says start the quiz. Can hens give milk? Where did Shlomo and Rivka live? Did they live in a big city, on a big farm, or on a tiny farm? Did they have a lot of animals or just a little bit of animals? I think you're right. They lived on a tiny farm. Correct. In the beginning of the story, what did the family have to eat? Did they have milk? Did they have eggs? Or did they have cheese? Let's remember, did they have a cow or did they have chickens? They had hens, which lay eggs. Good job. What was Rivka's big idea? If we get a coat, we can have goat, we can have milk and cheese. If we feed the chickens grass, then they will make milk. Or if we owned a cow, we would have all the milk and cheese. What did he want to do at the beginning? He wanted to feed the chickens. Correct. Why did Tova put bowls under the sleeping hen? Was it to make them a bed, to catch the milk, or to catch the eggs? I think it was to catch the milk. Correct. Who came to help the family? Was it Shlomo, Rivka, or the rabbi? Who can remember the character in the story that came to help the family? It was Rabbi, correct. Why would the chickens not give milk? They didn't want to give the milk, they did not have a bucket to put the milk in, or they did not have udders to milk for the milk to come out of. They did not have udders for the milk to come out of. 2 more questions. What was the problem in the story? The family wanted to have milk and cheese. They wanted a new pet, or they did not have anything to eat. The family wanted a cow so they could have milk and cheese. How did the rabbi help the family solve the problem? He traded 3 hens for a rooster? Or did he trade 6 hens for a rooster? Or did he find milking hens? Or did he trade 6 hens for a cow? I'm sorry, 6 hens for a goat. The family got a goat and the rabbi got to take home 6 hens. Good job. At the end of the story, what do you think will happen next? Do you think the family will eat the milk and cheese? You think Rivka will buy a cow? You think the chickens will give the family milk? Or do you think Shlomo will want to feed the goat grain so it will lay a big egg? I think he's going to try to feed the goat grain because he's silly. Good job, friends. We are finished. So I'm going to come back here. Hello. And I'm going to have a few more questions for you guys that I want you to help mommy and give mommy the answers, and she can write down the answers on a piece of paper, or daddy, and then they can take a picture of your answers and post it under the Google Classroom assignment and send it to Miss Tricia. So what animals did the family have on their farm? Did they have chickens, goats, cows? Did they have sheep? What animals did they have? Who do you get eggs from? Do you get eggs from cows? Or do you get eggs from chickens? You tell me. What was the farmer's dream about? Maybe you could draw Miss Tricia a picture of what the dream was about. Why does the cow give milk? What does he have on him that allows him to give milk? And what do the hens like to eat? Maybe you could draw me a picture to answer some of these questions, and mommy and daddy can take pictures of them and send them to me. What does the family do to try to get the hens to eat the grass? What silly idea did they come up with? And did the hens make milk? Were they able to make milk? And why not? And what does the family exchange for their hens to get milk? If you can answer those questions for me, you can write them down or draw a picture like the illustrator in the book. And then mommy and daddy can use their phone, take a picture, and then you can send it to me on Google Classroom. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed our story. Stay tuned later for our math lesson. Bye.